Hi, folks. Welcome to my voiceover weekly stew for August 7th, 2020. If you happen to watch that previous train wreck just before this, ignore it. It didn't really happen. Adjust your computers. The world is fine. There is no pandemic. It was just a big hoax. Wake up from dreamland. Okay. Speaking of sick, not being sick and tired, but as far as this past week, it has been... It's been a rough week for me, and I think this is the perfect culmination to kind of capstone it off right here, and that is I gotta laugh. I really do. For the past 5-6 days, I have been sick as a dog. Again, Watson, no offense, sir, but it's a phrase people use. He's in the studio to my left. You're right. I am. And it's just, I don't know what it was. There's some conjecture. There's some, I can guess that it might have been COVID. It might have just been a wacky version of the flu. I'm not sure. I don't get sick very often. Very, very rarely do I get sick. But it nailed me. About this time last week, I was starting to feel the effects. I was still able to get out and hike and do my, what I was starting to do was my 56-56 challenge, which was 56 days straight of 5.6 miles. Well, Friday came along. I tried to walk. I tried to sweat it out. It didn't work. I got home and I just basically collapsed. It was not pretty. I was just completely wiped out, fatigued, some body aches, a lot of fever, major headache. And so I was basically not coherent enough to really do any work Friday. I think I did manage to book a couple of things, but I was able to delay them into Saturday, I believe. It's all a blur right now. I was thinking I'd have to get one of the dogs to drive me home in the truck, but thankfully Watson, he didn't have to do that. But it was a rough several days. I haven't walked or hiked for the last 4 days or so. So I've been working for the last 5 days, basically in a daze, totally fatigued. I have slowly begun to get my strength back. A lot of fever, naps between every project that I'm doing. I've still got that sort of congestion sound, but it has diminished a great deal. So taking naps in between projects, the voice not 100% there, but still auditioning and still booking work. Sick as I was this past week, some of the projects included a college orientation for a school in New York, healthcare insurance explainer video, food delivery service app setup. I played an online arcade game show host, a hip and happening radio DJ from the 1980s, a baseball podcast showliners, the character voice of the mascot for a Saudi-based chicken restaurant. I may or may not still be live, so I'll continue on. Just imagine my mouth is moving. Explained how to remove a ballast from an LED light bulb. Voiced 7 videos for the Top Think YouTube channel. Produced some parody character voices for a Super Mario Luigi Bowser video channel. Did some bingo game show one-liners. Did a tool design software tutorial. Gave a monthly recap for a Canadian real estate company. Played the part of a surfer dude sloth for a kids app. There I go. Dude, I'm back. I'm totally back. You thought I was gone. You thought I got sick and fell out. I didn't. So a surfer dude sloth for a kids app, and produced 2 very long e-learning projects for my buddies out in Texas, Energy World Net, that I still have to finish editing and deliver after I do this. Okay, I think I'm still live. I'm going to bring up this screen here and make sure that the numbers are still a-clicking. Okay, well, whether this is live or this is on the replay, thanks for hanging in there. The voiceover weekly stew is just my weekly attempt to just, for posterity's sake, and to just connect with people and to share what I do and to answer Q&As. And we will do some Q&As. I was actually in the middle of doing my top 5 questions that I get asked, or misconceptions that I wanted to clear up about what I do for a living, voice acting. And I was going to do that, and it was like I was on number 3, and the power went out, so that got derailed. So that will be an abbreviation of the questions. But before we get there, let me go back to the to the bullet list. And something I started doing, actually what I do now is the voiceover weekly stew has been a challenge for me to get myself out there. And it's one thing to package a video and do the hard, choppy edits in between every time you make a mistake. What, was there a mistake there? No, it was just a quick jump cut. Has been a very trendy thing. But a real challenge for me that I wanted to see if I could do back in June was I started doing every Friday a live 45 minute thing like I'm doing now, usually more entertaining than this, to where I'd kind of bring you into my world and I just do a kind of a weekly recap. And like I said again, the stew it's a hodgepodge of projects I've worked on. And this one won't really have any media clips because things went haywire and I don't want to blow anything up because smoke is the last thing I want in this room. So this is just kind of weaving you through the past week and things that have been going on. There's a means to this madness, and there's also a fun boxing with not one, not two, but 3 exciting prizes that came to my door. And one is very thematic of what has gone on this past week. Doing live video is a very big adrenaline rush, and it's frightening. Did I mention frightening? It's not as nerve-wracking as it was when I first did it, even though, the stuff not working right when you first start out, right before you start, that can be very distracting and kind of throw you for a loop. But again, it is what it is. And the commitment is to keep doing this until this thing gets better and smoother. If it ever does, it's live. Okay. So one of the things I did, along with challenging myself to keep doing what I'm doing, which is live video, which is I started a LEDA challenge, LEDA, Live Every Day in August challenge. It's a private Facebook group, and it's led by live streaming pros. And this company has set up a challenge for different people. There's about 500 plus members in the group, and it's live every day in August, which means you're supposed to get on and do Facebook Live within the safety of the group every day for 31 days. Now, I was feeling like sick and yucky, and I did the first 3, and then I missed 4 and 5, so I'm trying to catch up. So the last one I did, I looked like death warmed over. I really did. I shaved special for you people today. So yeah, but for them I didn't, because I just wanted to get day 4, I think it was, knocked out. But it's been very challenging. It's been eye-opening and very, very hard. And it's so interesting to see different people on what holds them back. And that was one of the themes of the day. Every day is a different theme, so you're kind of directed. You have to really look inside yourself and ask yourself some hard questions. What's holding me back from doing live? What's holding me back from seeing myself as a matter expert or as being somebody that can help people with whatever my passion or whatever my job or whatever my calling is? It could be anything. And with over 500 people in this group, it's mind-blowing, the talent levels and the different degrees of familiarity these folks are with technology. Some of them are using their phones because that's what they got. Some of them are using big studio setups because that's what they have. The common theme is everybody wants to get more comfortable doing it, and they're being thrown into this group. And so that's the beauty of it. We're all in this community together. Another of the themes was, how do you see yourself, or how do I see me compared to how others see me? Perspective on that. And just think about that for a second. How do you see you? Hello, Hannah. So glad you made it. Thanks for getting this far. How do you see yourself compared to how others see you? And another one was, I think it was yesterday's, what are your hidden dreams? And I shared something with hundreds of people that I've only shared with close family members, and that is where I see myself going over the next year. And it was very, no, I'm not going to share it here yet, because I want to get further down the road to being there. It was very, very eye-opening to sit there, first off, to really think about inside what motivates you, what drives you, what you're thinking about, where you want to go. And it was really exciting and kind of intimidating at the same time because you're going out live, you're in the safety of that group, but at the same time, you're talking about stuff that you normally either don't even think about when you're thinking about yourself, but you're thinking about how other people see you. You're thinking about your own confidence level, and you're sharing this. It's almost like thinking out loud. But it's been a very, very good, the Lead a Challenge for me so far has been a very therapeutic thing, and we're supposed to dive even deeper. And obviously I have to keep up, and I'm going to knock out a couple after this as long as I, stay well. And I think I'm on the back end of this thing that's kind of held me back. The sickness thing messed me up. I was scheduled for a class Monday night, missed that, very disappointed, and a Wednesday night Bible study online that I missed. So that really bummed me out. But I think everything will be back on track. Here we go. I wish I had a drum roll. Do I have a drum roll? No, but I have a... Or... That's the sound we'll use for the fun boxing. Let me turn around and show you as I pick this up because it's too far for me to just, do this. It's okay, Watson. You've smelled the box. You know what's in here. So it is actually a large box. It came in multiple boxes, so this wasn't like one shipment. But the first thing is all about business. Now, what I had set up initially, I don't think it's still set up. I think my phone went kapooey or kaflooey. Now that's turned around backwards. Yeah, I'm concerned that if I bring that up, let's not mess with the phone. Let's not do that. I'll just show you here. It's hard to see, but these are my new business cards. And you're like, boy, those are small. I got them done in a square format, and it's done like on this brushed recycled kind of cardboard paper stuff. And I just put the logo, really simple. And again, if I do this, it's not going to autofocus because I've got it on manual focus because that's my Panasonic camera. But just oh, wait a minute. I know what I can do. Watch this. This will be cool. You didn't know I could do this, right? Right? Ready? Ready? Is that as far as I can go? Is that as far as... Okay, that's as far as I can go. Anyway, as far as you probably want me to go. So the logo is there. And then just the basic information, the Source Connect information, the Skype information, the phone number, the email, the website, and on the back, the social media, let's see, LinkedIn, the YouTube channel, Facebook business page, and Instagram, basically the 4 places. And of course, they can get to other places. Let me reset this. If they want to find me. So new business cards from Vistaprint, got those done, and very happy with those. Thank you, Hannah. I appreciate that. That's feedback on the cards, I'm assuming. And there's Shane. Thank you, sir. Yeah, very different. And here's Shane's comment. Let me make sure I can get all this on the screen. There we go. It is scary putting yourself out there. I get it. I saw one of your videos today. You did very well. It was very humorous when you're talking about your drink, your morning drink. But dude, you got personality on camera. Seriously, you do. And I encourage you, please do more of them because what you showed today was very cool. Am I frozen or not? You're welcome, buddy. This is a day pack with America. I didn't even order it though, but it came with the, it's backwards. No, is it? I don't know. Looks right to me. Is it backwards? Okay. Anyway, I ordered a sling tactical pack to bring extra water in because the hikes were getting longer, the dogs were getting thirstier, and I really didn't want to have to drag them back or have them drag me back. So I bought a day pack and then I stopped walking. The walks will continue. I just want to make sure I'm healthy and I'm not going to get dizzy or anything, because dizziness and fatigue was something I dealt with this past week. So that was a nice little bonus to know that the day pack came in time. And the last thing in the fun boxing, this one deserves a double hit. It does. This, and yeah, he left. Watson left just as this came out. This is this ties into something I want to talk about a little bit today, and I call it the sitting duck syndrome. And so I invested, I don't know, a few bucks, whatever it was. I did not know it came with these amazing sound effects, and it was going to be so honkin' big. Yeah, I know. The sitting duck syndrome. Now, what I'm referring to is, I looked this up, I Googled it, and you can look it up too. It's not an official diagnosis of anything. It is, I actually first heard about it. I was watching some Christian programming, and the lady was talking about, she brought up this much smaller, not nearly as big a prop as this rubber duck, or this sitting duck. And she was talking about spiritually being a sitting duck. And it did something to me. I mean, it just bounced all inside me, and I was just like, being a sitting duck. And she was likening it to, being frozen, not being able to move professionally, not being able to go forward, not being able to get past a hurdle, get over fears, get out of your own way. Man, get out of your own way. And I could so relate to this. And the dogs hate this, by the way. It's fun to, if you'd been in my house earlier, I was chasing them around like, it was a lot of fun. I hope one of the social media platforms grabs that still of me with my mouth open, squeezing the duck. That'll be great. I may just grab it anyway and post it on Instagram. Always highbrow, intelligent discussion here about the voiceover world. So, but it can be. It doesn't have to be about voiceover, folks. It can be whether you're trying to find the confidence to start a new business, or whether you're waiting on something to happen in your career, or you're waiting to hear back from somebody on an email you sent 2 months ago, or you're just stuck in a rut and you should be doing something. And let me tell you, I'm preaching to the choir, because I'm still figuring this stuff out. I am still figuring this stuff out. So whether it's voice acting or being self-employed in general, or in this crazy, bizarre world we live in right now, just if you're stuck from doing something, or you feel like you're stuck, that's the thing. You're not really stuck. I know everybody's circumstance is different, but sometimes you just gotta, cast off. You just gotta quit sitting there waiting for the stuff to come to you, or waiting for somebody to give you an opportunity, and you got to go after it. There have been several opportunities this past month or so where I kind of raised my hand and spoke up and said, what about me? Pick me, or say, hey, that looks interesting. Can I help you with that? And it has led to one opportunity that I'm excited about, and it actually got scheduled on, let me go to my calendar, make sure I get this right. On Monday, August 17th, I will be the guest read aloud reader for Learning Ally on their Facebook channel, and I will post that as the date approaches quicker. And I will be fully well and rested and ready to go. And all I did was I saw the fact that they do these read-alouds with the various volunteer authors, and I've done 10 stories for them. And so, I'm excited about what they do. They basically produce audio and textbooks for our learning challenged young people, and their audience has just exploded. It's blossomed like crazy, because the uncertainty of schools going back normally. With the summer, the weird, the latter part of the school year, summer vacation, there's a lot of uncertainties. So Learning Ally has picked up the slack and done a lot of amazing things for some young readers. And you can imagine that's a big demand right now. Anything in education is. So again, I could have just said, oh, that's really cool that they have some narrators on there. Oh, that'd be really neat if I could do that because I love telling children's stories. Well, I'm going to put this back now because where should I put it? Would you like to still be in the shot? Yeah? Does that work? Yeah, you're still back there? Okay, let me move this a little bit. So, hey, you get the point. The duck's still back there. So anyway, Learning Ally, I just reached out to him. I said, hey, what are the chances of me being able to do this? I love what your organization does. They said, Troy, we'll set up an email. We'll set up a conversation. Let's talk. And it worked out. So August 17th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be reading live If I Ran the Rainforest. And I'll have my setup in here, and hopefully the power will stay on and it will work. And I will basically do a 2-camera thing. The phone will be set up, just under here. And I'll have the pages here, and I'll be reading the book. It's really cool. It's scientific. It all rhymes, so I should be able to keep up with that. I actually have to look up some of the words because this ain't your, redfoot, redfish, bluefish, green eggs and ham kind of thing. This is actually pretty deep and technical stuff. Geared, I'm guessing, toward, what are the age levels? It doesn't say, but hey, I have to look up these words, so it could be entertaining just to make sure I say them all right. So I'll be on the program. Terry Nolan will be the hostess, and she'll hand the show over to me, and I'll do the story. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that progresses, and that is locked in stone, or at least it's on my iCal calendar. And so that's the fun boxing part, business cards, sling pack, and of course, the sitting duck. The definition, by the way, of the sitting duck syndrome, which I never really got to, refers to the situation in which a person looks completely calm on a superficial level, while in reality, they frantically are trying to keep up with the demands of their life. That's one definition. You might call that an imposter kind of thing, putting on a mask, saying, oh, it's cool, everything's fine. And when in truth, it's not. Or you could say it's what I basically described, which was fearful of moving forward, just kind of stuck and don't really know which way to go. Again, sitting duck syndrome. Something about that analogy that just bounced all over me, and just continues to resonate. Is like, when you got extra space, things bounce better, and it's kind of cool. It's like a Pong game. It's like, oh, there it is. I'm interested, now I'm not. Oh, I'm interested, now I'm not. You get the point. Something I have not forgotten about doing, but I was kind of swamped with work and trying to stay conscious more than 8 hours or more than 6 hours this past week during the day. And that is the gratitude boxes, which will begin to go out next week with some nice door prizes inside. Okay, I need a sound effect for this, but I don't want the same dumb sound effect. So why not this not quite as dumb sound effect? Okay, that's subtle, yet distinguishing. All right. So instead of the top 5 questions, unless somebody chimes in and asks number 4, number 5, these are the top 3 questions I get, or what I like to call the top 3 misconceptions about what I do as a voice actor. And I get asked this a lot, and I get questions. So I figured, hey, impress friends at a party. No, you can't go to parties. Impress a friend at the next Zoom call you go to, or virtual event you go to, whatever it is, with some of this. Is voice acting just for movies, radio, and TV? I get asked that a lot. So what exactly do you do? Is voice acting just for movies, radio, and TV? The answer is no. Actually, the majority of my work is internet-based social media marketing videos, explainer videos, e-learning narration, phone messages, video game characters, etc. The actual amounts, and this line got cropped off, must have been in the power blitz of earlier. I estimated about 10 to 15% of the actual weekly voiceover work I do is actually for commercial radio and television, the traditional marketing media that you associate voice work for. So I stay really, really busy. The point being that it's a sliver of the work. Now, if I lived in a different market, if I had different agency representation, it could be a very different picture. If I was focused on other stuff, it could be a very different picture. One of the things I am focused on is getting more of that kind of work and offsetting some of the other longer form stuff. Not that I don't still want to do the longer form stuff, but when you have X number of hours in a day, even at your healthiest, there's only so much work you can take on, and you either have to begin to raise your rates, or if you get the shorter format, higher paying jobs, you have to work out that balance. Now, I'm not at that point yet, obviously, but eventually that's where my business is going. For now, I love long form narration. I love doing the longer scripts, the how-tos, the legal stuff, the e-learning, the very technical stuff. I knocked out I knocked out about 12,000 words of e-learning over the past few days, and it was very technical, but at the same time, I'm thinking, somebody needs to know this. Somebody needs to get this to be certified to move on. So I take that stuff seriously. The point is, it's not all commercial radio, TV, and for the movies. The second question, may I take a sip? Thank you. If you have something, please indulge. Let's just, we're hanging out here. This is a live or even on the replay. I'm still going to take a sip. I have ingested quite a bit of water. I've tried to stay very hydrated during this time. The second question or misconception I get a lot is, do I do voice matching or impressions? And the answer is no. Voice matching is simply where you're trying to match the cadence or pace of another person's voice. It could be a celebrity, it could not necessarily be a celebrity. It could be you're just trying to match match the voice. Okay, I'm not going to get too technical into that. Or impressions, meaning celebrity impressions. And the answer is no. I prefer to get direction from a client and create my own character voice based on a picture, which is always a lovely thing to have, or a comparison to another character that they're likening it to. For example, I did a parody of Mario and Luigi, and I don't do a Mario or Luigi character voice from the movies. I've never seen the movies. Obviously, YouTube is a great thing. I could go look at them. But the client said this is a parody, so no, you don't need to absolutely. Oh, and Bowser was included. So it was Mario, Luigi, and Bowser. And so I didn't go try to find the actor who did the voice to try to match that. What I did was I did my best idea. I remember the Super Mario game with my kids when they were growing up on the Super NES system. That's probably the last video game system I played. No, I think I did play a PS2 once. I digress. So I didn't try to mimic that. I didn't try to do an impression of that. What I did was I saw the character. I knew the character. I had a loose idea of what it would sound like. And so for Mario, he's kind of a heftier, bigger guy, and he's kind of like the boss Mario of the plumbing team. And Luigi, I was just thinking, okay, he's a thinner, scrawnier, the guy said more high-pitched Italian broken voice. And so I did that. And then Bowser, I didn't look up how Bowser sounded, but he was just kind of a gruff, kind of a voice like this, and kind of a dumb guy, and okay, Bowser. And so Bowser was Bowser, and Mario was at least a guy right here, and Luigi was a little higher like this. And so I just put them all together, and they loved it. And I wasn't trying to match, I wasn't trying to be the character to mimic what people would have seen in the movies, because this was a parody. So it was okay to go a little bit off the beaten path because some of the dialogue was kind of wacky, and it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, again, a parody thing. So the answer is no, I don't really do impressions. Of the few I actually attempt to do, they're pretty sad. Most of the movie actors or people that I would do would be old and dead, or dead or old, not both. Definitely not both. So, yeah. So I do, when I do character voices, if somebody says, hey, can you do a current day actor? I'm like, no, I don't really do that. But I can give you a character voice. And so there's plenty of work for that anyway, whether it's video games or commercials or whatever. I love creating original voices. And to be honest with you, I'm limited in what I can do. I mean, I can see a picture, and I think a lot of voice actors do this. If you give me a picture, if you give me a picture of the Cat in the Hat, or you give me a picture of an animal character, there's a cat, you kind of know what a wacky cat with a hat would sound like, and you see a bird with an angry face, and, you see a monkey, or you see a sloth, or you see, come on, show me some more animals here, or you see a panther or a tiger, or you see a snake. So I don't have number 3 or number 4 because the computer wonked out on me earlier. And the dogs, I guess, are ready to go back outside because I think the rain has actually stopped. So, since there are no Q&As on the live stream, I'm going to wrap this thing up. And I do want to apologize for anybody that joined me earlier on the beginning. I'm going to probably clean that up and send it out without all of the technical difficulties that took place. If you were late for the party, sorry you missed it, but we had a big power outage. The stream started pretty close to being on time. And Ellie must know it's, when it's time to wrap things up. She's in the background and she's ready to go out and play in the mud because the rain must have stopped. So, given that, I will play some outro music. I think I'm playing outro music. Yeah, I'm playing outro music. It's playing through my speakers, which is not supposed to happen. But again, this is live. It's August 7th, and that's the way we're going to roll today. So, I want to thank you for joining me. And we need to give this guy a name, I guess, because he'll probably make a few more appearances. Don't be this guy. Go after it, no matter how you feel this week, no matter what's going on. Get out and do something you didn't do. Break the mold. Do something different. Take a chance. Put yourself out there. Do a live video. Don't do a live video. Do a live video, delete it. Whatever. Just do something you haven't tried before. Make a call, send an email, take a chance. We'll check in next week to see how you've been. Troy W. Hudson, you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. Be blessed, be a blessing, and nice.